Race number 8 takes us to Bristol Motor Speedway and Thunder Valley here for the Autism Speaks 200 for Bristol. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nick Stein, joined alongside Sheldon Atkins and, of course, Austin Derbyshire in the production truck. And we've got a good one for you. It's the trucks. It's Bristol Motor Speedway. It's going to be a fun night. 200 laps for these guys here. Stage is sitting at 60 and 100. And it is going to be a blast here tonight. And Sheldon, man, welcome on in. This is going to be a good one.
Hey, man. Good to see you. It's been a bit.
It has. It's been like, what, almost a month and a half since the last time we've called anything together. So this will be a fun one. As I said, we got Bristol Motor Speedway here. Got the 10 degrees of banking there on the front straightaway and the back straightaway.
This is a really fun track, really chaotic, progressive banking through both ends of the track. 22 on the bottom, 24 up at the wall. You're going to see cars running. There's not a bad line to run anywhere around here. This place is, honestly, it's even better than Homestead when it comes to the multi-groove on iRacing. So we're going to see a lot of fun, but also a lot of chaos with it.
Chaos is the name of the game here at Bristol Motor Speedway. This is actually where me and a old friend of mine, Brandon Edstrom, came up with the chaos theory, because for whatever reason, Bristol just brings chaos. No matter what you do, no matter who you have on the service, chaos just finds its way into these races at Bristol. And I'm hoping we can have some good racing tonight. But Bristol is as Bristol does. Let's just put it like that. But I do believe you got some keys to the race for us here tonight, and it is kind of the same for the short tracks, let's be honest, but I'll let you run through them real quick.
Yeah, just a handful of them. Bristol being a different track. Low line speed is really, I found personally, is really beneficial here. If you get down the bottom, you can save some tires. You can kind of pick out the people that don't know exactly what they're doing, because a lot of people are just going to go to the top because it's easier. Save your stuff, move forward. Another important thing is you got to be predictable. This is one of those tracks, if you're abrupt on your corner entry, or you swap lines without people expecting it around you, it is really easy for somebody to misjudge that closing gap, and it's really easy to get yourself sent around. Then last but not least, late in this race, you're going to be wanting to use that bumper. Honestly, start to finish, you're probably going to want to use the bumper, especially if you're mid-pack. You're going to want to be trying to find your way to the front as soon as possible, because it is so easy to get caught up in somebody else's mess here. Chrome horn, going to be a big key.
Now, as someone who has won multiple NIS races here, I'll get into this a little bit later because we got some broadcast picks here, but we'll go ahead and do those broadcast picks first. I'm going to go ahead and take the 77 of Mark Whitley. He's had 5 wins on the season, 4 or 5 wins. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but that truck has been a dominating force here for the High Slide Racing League Truck Series.
I'm going to have to go with our buddy Joseph Causey. Ran really good last race he ran. Watkins Glen absolutely dominated. I'm looking forward to him potentially doubling up the performance this week.
And of course, Austin Derbyshire taking Joseph Causey's teammate and friend Ed Sheeran Jr. in the one truck. But what I was saying earlier is, as someone who's won the NIS, the full-length NIS race here multiple times, I can tell you firsthand that bottom line will be fast, but that's where you go if you want to save tires. If you want to be even faster than that bottom line, you're going to want to be up top for sure. Like, you would 100% want to be up top if you want to make up track position, or if you just want to be fast in general, but you do have to beware that outside line will burn your tires out faster, and it'll especially burn that right rear off. So if we see anyone running that top line here early on, don't be surprised if you see them loose after about 30 or 40 laps here. But once again, that bottom line is where you want to go if you want to save tires. That middle line, you could make it work, but it's just kind of the odd man out there. You only got the 3 lines, top, middle, bottom, but you don't really want to be on that middle line much at all unless you're getting past or trying to make a pass on the outside.
And me personally, I like to go for the bottom here too, mainly because it's so hard to finish these things. If you got somebody on your inside, your likelihood of finishing this thing, if you're on the top, is significantly lower than if you can figure out how to make that bottom line work on both ends of the track all the way through it. I mean, obviously, it's situational, right? So, like, later in the race, you want to shotgun a couple people and fly through the field. You can go up top, make up a bunch of spots, then try to work your way back down to the bottom, save some tires, and then rinse, repeat once the tires cool down.
Yeah, now that we're getting into this 200-lap event here, we're going to get through our starting grid real quick. 22 trucks will start tonight's race, so we'll go and get through that starting grid real quick. It's Mark Whitley on pole position tonight in that 77 truck, setting a 14.586. Tyler Riggs, the controller man himself, in the 26 is going to be starting in that second spot with a 14.599. Andrew Chapman in that third spot with Ed Sheeran Jr. rounding out row number 2. Zendla Collins up in that 5th spot with Kevin Dick in that 6th spot, rounding out row number 3. Joseph Causey and Scott Phelps round out row number 4. And Jacob Denson and Andrew Pendergrass round out your top 10.
Long plays, we're going to have Charlie Harcum with Jordan Probst rounding out sorry about that. With Jordan Probst round out 12th place. 13th is going to be James Kerr with Joshua Lucas on his outside. 15th place, we're going to have Jordan Berry with Austin Pendergrass to his outside. Followed directly by another Pendergrass, Timothy Pendergrass, 17th, with Sean Merriman in 18th. 19th place is going to be Nathan Aldrich with Derek Grigsby in 20th.
And just 2 more cars rounding out your grid tonight. Cody Henderson and Jeremy Gibbs, 21st and 22nd. They got some work to do here tonight if they want to be able to do as good as someone like Mark Whitley up on that pole position here tonight. That truck is going to be fast. I can already say that without a shadow of a doubt. That 77 truck is going to be lightning quick here tonight. Of course, only the 2 we actually have 2 pace laps here tonight instead of just the normal one. So we'll be going around one more time before we get this green flag in the air. And I guess we could go through some more of our race information here tonight. Of course, 200 laps, 200 miles for these guys here tonight. Stage is going to be sitting at lap 60 and lap 100 tonight. Of course, they have the randomized wheel spin to determine which one is going to be the stage caution. We have not gotten word on if we're going to have just the 1 stage caution or 2 stage cautions or none at all. But when we do get that information, we will let you know. These guys have 5 sets of tires on the night, so 1 on the truck, and they got 4 in the pits. So these guys will have to deal with some sort of tire strategy here tonight as Face Truck does make its way off track. It's in Mark Whitley's hands now. Green flag in the air here at Bristol Motor Speedway, and it's a pretty good start for Mark Whitley. Controller man Tyler Riggs on the outside. He's going to be making that outside work. Joseph Causey is on the inside, or excuse me, that's Andrew Chapman on the inside of Ed Sheeran Jr., who is making that middle line work a bit surprisingly here, but it's going to be Mark Whitley leading lap number 1.
Yeah, Riggs looked like he had a little bit of wheel spin there when the flag came out. Didn't hurt him too much. He's able to cycle back out in 2nd place, but good job keeping it under him there because that can go pretty hairy pretty quick here.
As you can see, you got a slower car there on the bottom. That is Austin Pendergrass in the 24 there. Looks like he's just letting the field by and just trying to survive this race here. Either that or he started from the pits. I'm not too sure, but either way, he is going to the back of the field in this race. Oh, we got a car spinning there. That was the 75, maybe the 79. That may have been Jacob Denson. No, it was not Jacob Denson.
James Kerr.
James Kerr in the 75. He kind of tripped me up there. I'm used to him having the colorful kind of purple and green, not this black and orange he's got going on this week. That is a clean scheme, though, but we'll get a look at this replay here. Looks like he was just coming up off of the top line here. He got on the seam there in, I believe that's 3 and 4.
Yeah, it seemed there is always really tricky. It's very easy to overstep it and send yourself around there. Good job saving it. Good job not wiping out a bunch of trucks in the process, too.
Yeah, he's now at the back of the field. It's still Mark Whitley up front, followed by Tyler Riggs, Ed Sheeran Jr. in that 3rd spot. Kevin Dick up to 4th, so Andrew Chapman losing a couple of spots early on in this one. Pretty much everyone else has stayed pretty stagnant to this point. Causey's up 1, Zendla Collins down 2, Jacob Denson's up 1, Scott Phelps is down 1 as well. It's majority of your top 10. Jordan Probst in that 10th spot. He is up 2, as now you see differentiating lines here as Jordan Probst and Scott Phelps running opposite lines here. Joshua Lucas getting passed by Charlie Harcum in the 82. Looks like it's pretty similar throughout the most of the field based on what everyone's running here. I think everyone's just wanting to get through this first stage clean and green and save some tires while they're at it.
Everybody also knows we got 200 laps of this. We got a truck around. 49.
Oh, Zendla Collins around on the inside. Believe he's going to get it back going. No caution as he was off the racing surface, but just another... Oh, I believe we had another car spinning on the inside there. Here, looking at the replay. Once again, just getting on that seam in 3 and 4. We've already seen 2 or 3 trucks go spinning off of that seam.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking about earlier, the middle line not quite being everybody's favorite. That's why there's not as much grip in that middle line as there is either on the bottom or on the top. It doesn't feel, I don't know, every time I've ran here, I've never felt like I could get the car in on the middle and make something work out of it without going for the, the diamond or just saying forget it and running the fence.
Now, one car you can run the middle in, as we're seeing Mark Whitley already dealing with lap traffic as he does lap James Kerr there, now working his way past Zendla Collins here. But one thing I was saying, one car you can get the middle of the line to work with. Don't ask me how this works because I couldn't tell you. But the next gen. The next gen, for whatever stupid reason, the preferred line is the middle line here. Don't ask me because I don't know. But over the last couple of races at Bristol, that middle line has really been preferred. I mean, realistically, you can build your truck or car for any of the lines here. I mean, you could build it for the bottom. You could build it for the middle. You can build it for the top if you want to. But whatever it is, in the next gen, you're just faster on the middle line. I don't know if it's just because of the diffuser or how much downforce it's producing, but it is just really weird as you see Ed Sheeran Jr. working his way through lap traffic now.
And you've also got to factor in with the next shed, too. You've got such a wide contact patch with those, big old fat boy tires that they shoved on that thing. So it gives you more options at a lot of tracks. Scherer looking pretty good right now, working his way past the 49 machine of C. Collins. Look at that. Kevin Dick, top 3 already. He might be a sleeper tonight.
Oh, man, that was a little bit close between him and James Kerr, but he definitely is a sleeper pick here, and would not surprise me if he is up there towards the end. Him and Mark Whitley, you remember back to New Hampshire, had that pretty much race-long battle for the win there, where I believe it was Kevin Dick who came out on top. Actually, it may have been Joseph Cosby. Oh, we got a car spinning on the front straightaway. Colton Henderson. Cody Henderson, excuse me, in the 710 spins off of turn number 4.
Brings a 2 car with him.
Yeah, there's Jeremy Gibbs involved with him. These guys were already a lap down to this point. Actually, they were about to get lapped as you see Mark Whitley go around the outside there.
This place is a lot.
Go ahead.
This place, it looks kind of similar to it, and it doesn't just look similar to it, too. It's a lot like Dover in the fact that this is a self-cleaning racetrack. Somebody gets loose, loops it. Odds are you want to go the opposite direction, from the pit wall, coming down the straightaway, because it's so easy to get caught up in it. And once you get down there and you've committed, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. You can lock the brakes and pray, and that's about all.
Yeah, and that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it keeps spinning cars out of the racing line. But like I said, what you just said, it pretty much dooms anyone that tries to go down to the bottom to avoid a wreck. So that's why you always see people go up towards the wall as soon as they can here at Bristol, and especially at Dover as well. So, like I said, good thing and a bad thing. It's all depends on how you look at it.
So one thing, your top 5, that's regular suspects here, already working their way up to the front.
Yeah, as we said, you see the likes of Kevin Dick already in that 3rd spot. Tyler Riggs has lost a couple. He's up into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. And of course, Mark Whitley, he's led every lap to this point and doesn't look like he's really got much challenge. Maybe from Ed Shearer Jr., but I really haven't seen anyone that's been able to challenge him over about a 5 or 10 lap run.
I mean, it's just, it's Mark doing what he does best. Gets out there, gets himself a good advantage on the restart, and then by the time you finally start getting to him, he's been saving the whole time, and he just pulls away from you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those good skills to have. He has that ability to save his tires while pushing the car, and it's such a hard ability to learn. And if you're able to learn it, I mean, look out. I mean, you're just going to shoot up the timesheets.
Yeah, I'd love to see what he could do in some of the higher tier NIS and C Open races and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, if you get this man on a decent setup, I would not be surprised to see him battling with some of the top names over in the C Open category. Of course, there's a lot of guys that are doing C Open right now for Road to Pro, which is, I believe, round 2 just started here within the last week or so. So those C Open races have some crazy high SOFs. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen C Open races that have had higher SOFs than some of our A Open coverage races. I mean, you know how high those SOFs can get, and there's truck races I see that are almost 1,000 iRating higher SOFs than some of the A Open and B Open races we cover.
I mean, everybody has always loved the truck on here. I mean, it's not shocking that the leagues that we do cover during the week are typically truck leagues. Everybody on here loves the truck.
Oh, yeah. Truck is... I mean, I'm not one to say that I've driven the truck very much, but this is definitely one of my more favorite NASCAR-esque cars to drive. I mean, I really haven't driven it much since the update came out. From what I've heard, this truck is awesome to drive. But speaking of trucks, Pace Truck's going to make that left turn back onto pit road. It's going to be Mark Whitley once again. Green flag back out in the air here at Bristol. 25 laps into this race, and once again, what else is new? Mark Whitley gets out to a lead over Ed Shearer Jr. and controller man working around the outside of Kevin Dick in the 52, Andrew Chapman and Joseph Causey side by side here. As Chapman thought about 3 wide for a moment, but decides to back out of it as Tyler Riggs does get back up into that 3rd spot. Chapman really making that high line work. He may think about a move. He will think about a move.
Chapman down
battle
the bottom.
for P4.
Riggs not going to be able to get the power down, though. Riggs using that momentum on the outside in his advantage here. Chapman going to go up here, try and charge around down the back straightaway.
He's not going to be able to make it work down the back straightaway, but he does have the outside line in 3 and 4.
He's got it here. Down there on the bottom, Riggs is going to have to choke off the throttle just a little bit to keep from smoking himself and Chapman. And I think Chapman's going to get him here in this set of corners.
Yeah, he does. He is clear for the moment. Riggs not able to make it work on the inside as Chapman move him up into the 3rd spot. He's going to work his way back towards chasing Ed Shearer Jr. and Mark Whitley for P1 and P2. Joseph Causey now to the inside of Kevin Dick. Got Jordan Probst up there in that 7th spot. They're all wanting to get into that top 5 and maybe even that top 3 is now Tyler Riggs
wide.
In the wall, offset 3 wide here at Bristol. They quickly get it down to 2 wide as now Joseph Causey to the inside of Kevin Dick, but Kevin Dick has that outside line working. He is hooked up as now Kevin Dick does go down to the bottom to block Joseph Causey here. And now Tyler Riggs making that outside line work off the nose here. Are you watching off the nose and now off the suspension cam of Kevin Dick here looking back at Joseph Causey.
That's also one of these things that we're going to see a lot of tonight, too. 2 guys going to get raced, and then everybody's just going to end up right there at the rear bumper of the battle. And there's not much they can do unless you want to throw a 3, but then you're
car sideways. Derek Grigsby sideways on the back straightaway. No caution, but we will get a replay here for you. As you see Derek Grigsby in 1 and 2 here. Man, just gets a little bit too high on the corner there. Gets up into those marbles on the top, very, very top side. I'm surprised that was not a caution.
They moderate the cautions in here. I forgot about that until we saw the first 2 cars spin.
That does make sense, actually.
Because if it's
and Derek Grigsby. Oh my goodness, Derek Grigsby almost went spinning again in front of the leaders.
Yeah, he really tore them tires up, getting loose up there on the top like that.
Yeah, now Mark Whitley going to go to the inside to lap him as we're still watching Joseph Causey chase down Kevin Dick here. I will say Ed Shearer Jr. surprisingly is keeping up with Mark Whitley. We saw him fall back by about a second or so in that first run, but that gap is really stagnated at around a half a second here. As now Shearer is going to lose a little bit of time as he is working past this Kevin Dick in the wall hard.
Hard contact on the right side there, coming down the straightaway. Doesn't look like he tore anything up. I think he's going to be okay.
And he will be okay. And we go back to this Hornet's Nest forming here. This is about, I want to say, 7th on back here. As there's another car loose. Jordan Berry in the 18th, sideways off of turn 2.
I mean, we're getting down to crunch time for the stage here. These guys going to get a lot more aggressive. I'm pretty sure the first stage is lap 60, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is. 60 and 100 are the stages here tonight. So if we're seeing anything right now, this is just a precursor for stage 2, which is shorter than stage 1 is. So,
we got a yellow.
I'm not sure. Was that for stage? Because
it
says 60 and 100 on the bulletin they put out. Maybe between
I'm hearing
Pendergrass.
Hearing frustration here in the driver commentary.
If this was an admin caution.
No, we had Timothy Pendergrass got spun down the front straightaway. By Zeke Collins.
I'll have to keep an eye on this, make sure there's not going to be any beef between these two.
Well, I'm told the other one.
That's on Timothy there. That's a self-clear if I've ever seen one before. Get a look at the suspension cam here off the back of Timothy Pendergrass here. That wasn't quite clear.
It's what I meant earlier by be predictable. You know,
Yep.
you gotta take a line and you've got to stick with it when you got guys racing around you here, because there is no time for anybody to jump off it and just keep it off you. Because
Yeah, and you were talking about it earlier. I mean, you got to be watching your mirrors into the corner and then looking out your window out of the corner. But I mean, you also got to take a glance at your mirror coming off the corner as well, just to make sure you're not going to self clear anyone. I mean, granted, Zeke Collins was behind Timothy Pendergrass there, but I mean, you have to expect that a big run is going to be coming from anyone on the outside there. So
if you're trying to be good.
Yeah,
you're trying to be good at this place, you're going to have to make yourself cross-eyed at least 3/4 of the way through the event.
Oh, yeah, and it has been determined that Timothy Pendergrass was at fault for that, so he will receive an EOL, an end-of-line penalty here, so these guys should get back going to green flag racing here within the next few laps, and it'll be a little bit tighter of a race here to the end of stage number 1. We only got 15 laps till the end of said stage here, so man, it should get pretty tight between your leaders. We'll have to see if anyone is able to challenge Mark Whitley in just any way, shape, or form here.
We got 15 laps to go for stage points here at Bristol, man. I got a feeling I know how this is going to play out.
Oh, yeah. Bumpers will be in use. And we're seeing in the YouTube chat, the stage at lap 100 will not be a caution. So I would assume that means we're going to get a caution at the lap 60 stage. Is what I'm getting from that. Thank you.
I'll say another thing, man. We're 46 laps into this thing. Been pretty clean so far. Just 2 incidents. Nothing crazy for Bristol so far.
Oh, yeah.
Knock on wood.
And yeah, I'm knocking on wood here. I'll even.
Do we know what the moon is tonight?
You're gonna make me look this up after we get through this restart here. As lights on the pace truck are out. It's gonna be in control of Mark Whitley again. He's gonna get another good jump. Green flag back out in the air here at Bristol. Ed Sheeran Jr. does get down in front of Andrew Chapman before they get down to turn 1. Crucially, onto the outside, Kevin Dick has the move. Chapman tried to clear, does not get quite clear there, but he does have a run on that bottom line. Kevin Dick coming back on the outside, though, as Ed Sheeran Jr. goes back to try and chase down Mark Whitley.
If Kevin can just keep the momentum up there on the top line for another lap or so, that bottom line, he's going to start losing the momentum. And it looks like exactly.
You already see it right there. It didn't even take 1 lap.
Oh,
we got another caution on the racetrack. Oh, Jacob Denson is around.
Got more smoke on the front straightaway there in front of him, too.
Maybe a couple of other people involved here. Oh, bumpers in use, but it was reverses. Andrew Pendergrass is involved in that as well. Did somebody else spin? Because I saw more smoke as well. So I wonder if there was a secondary accident here.
That's one of those things. When you use the bumper, you gotta know exactly where to use it. You can't use it at any point. No, you cannot do it mid-corner because it's going to throw the entire. It's going to de-wedge the truck. Next thing you know, you're going to be the one going around. The guy in front of you is going to be laughing at you.
Yeah, especially mid-corner with this new Era model. If you even bump draft in the wrong way, like if we go to the plate tracks now, if you bump draft in the wrong way, you're causing a big wreck. But here at Bristol, where it's not bump drafting, it's more get the out of my way. If you hit them in the wrong way in the wrong place, you're going for a ride, which is you would think is a little bit weird and not how Era models should work, but that's actually really realistic because if you do a bump like that mid-corner, that's taking all the downforce off the front, and that's allowing the rear to overtake the front end with the downforce that's producing.
Man, it's not even so much it's not so much a downforce thing either, too. You got to look at it this way, too. You're slamming the nose end of the thing into the guy in front of you at the same point where you're pretty much flat back on the throttle, especially here at Bristol, because around center corners when you get back into it, especially if you're on the top. You got that load in the back, and then you take the load off the front. She gonna come around pretty quick.
And with how you want to set up, I know these guys run fixed setups, but the way these fixed setups are built, all your load is on the right rear tire. That's why these fixed setups at these short tracks are so loose, is because all the load from the springs is going to be set onto that right rear tire. So if you're bumping someone mid-corner, taking that downforce off the front, that puts literally the entire corner load of the truck onto that right rear. And that's one big reason you saw Jacob Denson spin there is, like I said, all that load was on that right rear tire and it couldn't handle it.
It's an honest mistake too. This track, very unique in the fact that we don't really have many high bank short tracks aside from Bristol that we run throughout the year. This track a little bit different. You know, if we were at Martinsville or Richmond a few weeks ago, or, you know, if we were at Martinsville or New Hampshire or Richmond or one of those, center of the corner, that's about where you'd want to get into it and move the guy in front of you, shoot him offline. But here at Bristol, since you're in it so much sooner than the other short tracks, it doesn't work out for you. You got to go for the entry.
Bristol, I know this was announced a couple of days ago, but I just happened to see it myself today with the new tire compounds coming into play here at the next time they're at Bristol. What would this be in about a month and a half, I believe, where they're going to have the soft and the prime tires that they had going at North Wilkesboro. So we'll see. Because
I thought it was Richmond.
Was it Richmond? It may have been Richmond.
I believe it was.
It was Richmond. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I don't know.
If there's one thing I know, if it works there, they're going to end up trying that everywhere. If it works,
oh yeah,
for
sure.
They're going to have it at the mile and a half.
I guarantee you, if it works at Richmond, the next place they're going is Bristol for sure. Because we remember the debacle that was this last Bristol race. We'll get into that more, though, as we're coming to another restart here. Mark Whitley in control once again. Green flag back onto the air here at Bristol. 6 laps to go in stage number 1 here. And it is going to be an all-out death fight here as Joseph Causey to the outside of Kevin Dick. All these guys want stage
Kevin
points here. Maybe someone getting loose there, but Causey does get clear of Kevin Dick. Ed Shearer Jr. actually has a chance at Mark Whitley for the stage win here. He's transitioned to using the outside line now compared to Mark Whitley still on the bottom. They may be side by side here going into turn 1. Whitley goes up to block. Shearer Jr. gives him the bumper into turn 1. That's going to send him up the track a little bit. Ed Shearer Jr. now on that inside line. Mark Whitley now running that top line to be able to block Ed Shearer Jr.'s momentum here, as now we're going to have 3 to go in the stage.
Shearer Jr. run the top line, getting the power. Shearer Jr. run the bottom line right now. Whitley up on the top, getting the power down, better on the straightaway. Not much you can do right now that Whitley's transitioned to the top. Just hope that he gets down here to the bottom, and you can go back up there again and try to get the run on him.
2 to go here in the stage. Shearer Jr. back to the outside. Whitley back to the bottom. It does not look like Shearer has the momentum he needs to catch back up to Mark Whitley here, as now coming off a 4 white flag in stage number 1. And it looks like Shearer Jr. is starting to fall off of Mark Whitley here. And now down the back straightaway, it's going to take a Herculean effort for Ed Shearer Jr. to win this stage. But it's not going to mean much, as Mark Whitley is going to take stage number 1.
Everything we saw out of Whitley there. IQ level 1000 racing. Run the bottom, let him run the top, burn his stuff up. Whitley's probably going to be trying to keep this set of tires on here as long as he possibly can, because you don't want to get cycled into the pack here.
With the end of stage number 1 there, we're going to go and take a quick commercial break here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Stay right here. We'll talk you through pit stops and take you into stage 2 on GridVision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
And we welcome you back here to Bristol Motor Speedway. Quick start for a restart here as Nathan Aldrich has control of the restart. Green flag out in the air as your top four are on older tires here, so this will be interesting to see, to watch these guys, as we're already going to be 3 wide here in turn 1. Ed Sheeran Jr. not hanging around here. He's going to take it 3, and they're going to stick it Joshua Lucas into the back of Austin Pendergrass, but they all keep it straight here. Mark Whitley already to the inside of Derek Grigsby. Andrew Chapman, though, is the big winner as he did jump Mark Whitley there, and now is going to work his way around Nathan Aldrich, who is running the top line, and it is going to be a quick 33-lap sprint as that gets a little bit close. Mark Whitley dive bombs to the inside of Andrew Chapman. This is technically for your lead as Nathan Aldrich is on older tires compared to these guys.
Whitley got an absolute bumper full of the 25 of Chapman there about a lap ago. Surprised that Chapman was able to keep it under him because that was a huge shot going into the corner.
Chapman is a little bit loose. Oh, Aldrich sideways in front of the leaders. He is spinning down the front straightaway. He does keep it on the apron, though. Looks like he is going to get it back going. Oh, there's a car. Jordan Berry had to swerve to miss him there, but everyone does keep it straight as we get a look at the replay here.
He's got up there into the marbles a little bit, coming out of the corner. A little bit too much throttle. Hot tires, old tires. They don't have the grip that these guys behind him have, and it's easy to send yourself around.
Ooh,
oh,
wow.
man. Somebody get him the move of the race.
Yeah, as Jordan Berry had to go sliding to avoid him. But he does keep it all straight and all good as now Mark Whitley does move up into your lead. Andrew Chapman in that second spot. He is holding on pretty well to Mark Whitley. But you can see Mark Whitley is starting to pull away.
Well, I feel like Whitley's also playing with him a little bit right now, too, right? Like, he's running the bottom, saving tires. Everybody else is up there kind of trying to make lap time, running the top. Whitley just smooth, calculated, collected like he is every week. I mean, there's a reason this guy has so many wins this year. I don't mean to brag on him too much, but he's been tremendous all season.
Yeah, he has, and a lot of these guys are pushing because the stage is so quick after the restart. It was only a 33-lap sprint to the end of stage number 2 here. Remember, there will not be a stage break here at the end of stage number 2 at lap 100, so they will keep racing. But it is interesting to see these guys pushing so hard, even though they're not going to have a caution to be able to come down pit road, as Ed Sheeran Jr. gives a bumper to that 25 of Andrew Chapman there. Going into the corner, Sheeran Jr. still on that inside, but Chapman has that run on the outside line, and it looks like Sheeran Jr. is going to have to sit behind him one more time.
And Causey right here in the catbird seat behind these two. These two are going to sit here and battle it out for probably a handful of laps. Wear their stuff out. All Causey has to do is just kind of ride in line, wait, pick up his time, and scoot the spots away from both of them.
Oh, and Chapman's blocking now as he goes to the inside of James Kerr, who's currently running the modified model of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Or no, it'd be the Gander truck, but you know what I'm saying. As Jacob Denson's around again. Another look at the replay. Denson having a, I guess, rough race is a good way to put it. As once again, he spins out of turn number 4.
And it's just, this is one of those places that if you don't quite get it, it's going to take you a lot to finally get it.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the trickier tracks. It's a fairly easy track to get around, but as far as getting around here with pace, it's up there on the difficulty scale.
I would go as far to say that Bristol is probably like you said, one of the most difficult tracks on the surface to not only be good at, but to be fast at. It goes back to that old saying, that old saying of, it's easy to be good, it's hard to be fast. And that pretty much applies to pretty much everywhere. As you see Austin Pendergrass on the bottom there. Ed Sheeran Jr. and Joseph Causey get past him pretty cleanly there, but that was entertaining to say the least.
I've always kind of, here in Dover, 2 tracks, I've always kind of treated like dirt tracks. Just follow what the truck wants you to do. Keep it loaded up as best as you can equally on both ends of the track. And it normally play out pretty good for you as long as you can avoid the carnage.
Yeah, it's kind of that old adage, just, you know, just let the truck do the work. I mean, there's no point in driving. I mean, to be fair, anything at Bristol, you don't want to drive it. You just want to let the car do the work, and you're kind of just along for the ride, kind of just piloting it, sort of, maybe. As, Nathan Aldrich around again, right in front of Ed Sheeran Jr., Andrew Chapman,
into
he's
the
into the
tires.
attenuator.
Sorry, tires. I'm still walking Slen mentally, guys. I'm sorry about that. Into the barrels.
Jesus. As we get a look at the replay here off the back end of Nathan Aldrich and right in front of second, third, and fourth, and boink.
And this is such a high load track. You're on the throttle so much in the corners here. Once you get that right rear tire heated up a little
is that
bit,
another car? Thought I saw another car spun there. Sorry about that. May have been Derek Grigsby spun once again. Oh man, that truck is evil.
yeah, that's
That 5 truck is flat evil.
That's what I was saying. If you get that right rear tire heated up just a little too much, there ain't no coming back from it because you're on the throttle so much around here. You do not get the time to baby it and kind of get the temps back down. She's gone for the rest of the run, so you can throw in a new set.
And I will say, I'm glad these guys do admin cautions and not iRacing cautions, because at this rate, there would have been probably 20 cautions by now. It was Derek Grigsby. But like I was saying, I'm glad they do the admin cautions, because with the amount of half spins and side spins and just wrecks towards the inside wall that they've had, as there's another one there. May have been Derek Grigsby again.
Yep.
But like I was saying, with the amount of half spins and just tiny little spins in general, we probably would have had 15 or 20 cautions by now, but we've only had the 3, so I'm just glad we have the admin cautions here.
Sidwick
Collins on the wall.
Down into Causey.
Doesn't look like he made any contact, but that got tight. That got very tight. You see Mark Whitley taking these guys to Gapplebee's right now.
And right now we see Causey working slowly here on his teammate, Shearer Jr. Ed was out there racing Chapman for a handful of laps. Probably got a little bit of wear on the tires. Causey's all over him now.
Did Nathan Aldrich just spin again? Turn number 4.
We're gonna need to stop calling it. We're gonna make these guys look bad. But it's, like I'm saying, man, it's nothing you can really do once you get those tires heated up. You're in trouble right here. I'm gonna assume cold tires on the transition.
No, maybe not. He was just slow on the inside there. And we're not calling out these wrecks to call these guys bad drivers. I mean, like you said, it's Bristol. I mean, this place is hard to drive at. I mean, this is probably one of the harder tracks on iRacing to drive consistently. So, and like you said, the second you get any sort of heat into the right rear tire, good luck. I mean, you see Ed Sheeran Jr. up into the wall.
Yeah, heavy contact with the outside fence there for Shearer. It's going to move Causey by him there on the bottom. Causey up
Austin
P2.
Pendergrass just slapped the wall. Jordan Berry sideways on the front stretch. A couple of guys having to slide to avoid him there. And, oh, man.
Oh, he's still going.
Caution on the racetrack.
Yellow's out. Shearer Jr.'s wrecked.
Ooh, Shearer is involved. I was trying to pick out who that was, and you said it. Right as you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's Shearer. But
just hard hit the outside fence. 24 gets a little bit of contact in there.
Oh, man.
Nowhere for Shearer to go. There's no way you can even anticipate that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another downside to Bristol, and it's self-cleaning.
Yeah, right there you just see the 18 Machines just trying to get it out of the fence the best he can. Finally gets the wheel to cut. And by the time he gets the wheel to cut, he's got so much in it that there's nothing you do to keep it up there against the wall. And it just so happens to be right in time for Cher to come through and get scooped up in it. Hard impact for Cher. Looks like he's still got RPMs in it, though.
No, he doesn't. You saw it right there. It dropped right at the end. He is down RPM. Oh. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Professional opinion, I don't think trucks are supposed to move like that, but looks like for all
Sam Hornish has joined the chat.
Okay, get out. And it looks like that was the end of stage number 2 as well, and it's going to be Mark Whitley taking that home once again. Causey's going to be credited with the second place stage finish, as Edgehero Jr. was involved in that wreck, so he does not get any stage points for that. I do not believe. No, it does not look like he will, as he's credited in 15th position right now, or scored in 15th position, I should say. 2 laps down at the moment, so he would have been in 15th at the end of stage. Yeah.
Really hard break for sure. Up there running so good, trading paint with the leaders. Then next thing you know, you just get taken out by a lap car, and it's the nature of the beast with this track. You're always going to be around somebody that's off pace compared to you.
That's why they call this place the last great Coliseum. I mean, you think you're having a good race, and good old what's the word I'm looking for here? The spirit of the Coliseum, I guess, kind of determines where you finish in this race pretty much before you even get there. Is that a good way to put it?
I guess so. I miss the old...
It's a lot like Dover, because at Dover, the saying is you're always going to get bit by Miles the Monster. It's just a matter of when he chooses to do so. Here at Bristol, there's not really a good saying.
Miss the world's fastest half-mile shtick that they were going with for, what, 20 years or so?
I mean, technically, they still got it going. It's just known as the last great Coliseum now. But they still have the world's fastest half-mile around the suites on the top of the grandstands, so...
It's such an amazing track. People ragged on it for so long when they shoved the variable banking in here.
Variable banking has done really well.
I think it's done wonders for this place, because people tend to forget that, you know, especially in the spring, we used to get some pretty snoozy Bristol races. And the way they've configured the track with the rosin, VHT, whatever they're putting on it this year, maple syrup, I don't even know anymore.
Whatever.
With that, and them grinding down that top groove a little bit to balance out both lanes, I think that this track puts on the best racing in the Cup Series. They're all 3 series.
I will get back to that in a second, because I have some things to say about that. But we are back. Green flag racing here for stage number 3. Mark Whitley gets himself another good jump. Joseph Causey goes back to chasing him down. Single file throughout your top 5. Your first side-by-side battle is for that 6th spot between Kevin Dick and Tyler Riggs. But Riggs does have to fall back and give that spot to Kevin Dick up. And now single file throughout pretty much your entire top 10.
Notice the intensity change here. We just finished the second stage. We got another 100 laps to decide this thing before, you know, anything else is paid out at this point. Notice how everybody's single file, kind of calm, kind of laying off each other a little bit.
As you say that, oh man, as you say it,
incredible save. But now we got to worry, how bad did he tear up the tires there with that slide? Are we going to see the same thing out of him that we've seen out of others tonight after they had that first little slide? Going back to the bottom, looks like he's trying to cool it off.
Yeah, looks like he should be okay. Did he get a bump?
Did Riggs? Yeah,
oh, he did get a bump.
He was a little unsettled going in there, though. You see how the back end was kind of hopping out a little bit?
Yeah,
I think he was a little loose coming in, and Riggs just finished the job off. You wouldn't expect him to slow down that much.
Riggs expedited the shipping there.
Riggs has good.
Kevin
Riggs has a perfect excuse, too, man. Hey, it's hard to break on a controller.
That's true. I mean, if this is your first race, yes, it has been confirmed Tyler Riggs is on a controller. If anyone's hearing that for the first time, yes, I was as surprised as you were when I first figured that out. I think, when did we figure out he was on a controller? It was what, Phoenix, right?
It was a few weeks back. I know that.
Pretty sure it was
The
Phoenix.
fact that he's been such a consistent staple in the top 10, though, really goes to show the level of
Surprising.
talent behind that.
I will
joystick.
say, stupidly enough, I've been running, well, not stupidly enough, but what I've been running a lot of recently is the dirt late models, with like the pro dirt late models. And one thing that has genuinely surprised me is how many controller racers there are on that side. Like, I've run into 3 or 4 of them just in the last couple of weeks of running dirt late models, and you would think, how the hell are they running on a controller on dirt, as Joseph Causey is starting to catch up to Mark Whitley here for the lead. But as I said, you're sitting here wondering, how are they running on controller on a dirt? I ask myself that on a nightly basis as well. I don't understand how they do it, but they somehow make it work.
That's
I
also
don't
a
question
testament-
it.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Oh, caution on the racetrack. Admin caution, so this is a wreck somewhere. Looks like
Oh, yeah.
somewhere on the front straightaway.
Sledding.
Jacob Denson, it looks like. He was slow on the front straightaway here. Oh, once again. Oh,
Oh,
Derek
and-
Grigsby having to swerve to avoid him. With that caution, we're going to go and take another commercial break here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Stay right here. We'll take you through the rest of this race here on GridVision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate.
And we're coming back for a restart here. Sorry about that. We were a little bit late on that restart, but it was Andrew Chapman who had control of the restart. Tyler Riggs and Charlie Harcum second and third there, as I believe Kevin Dick, Joseph Causey, and Mark Whitley all came down pit road under that last caution. But we do have 80 laps to go here at Bristol, and with the way laps have been clicking off, there is no doubt this race will be done within about 30 minutes.
And Chapman already off to a half a second lead over second place Tyler Riggs. Running pretty good.
I feel like that's what sorry.
It's going to be really just a matter of, oh, here comes Causey diving down to the bottom. The 82
Causey to the inside. Yeah, Causey to the inside of Harcum. And now Kevin Dick getting a little bit loose. As I was saying, though, I feel like this is what Andrew Chapman needed as Tyler Riggs gets a little bit loose. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner, but Kevin Dick does back out of it. There's going to stay 2 wide between Causey and Kevin Dick. Riggs, though, is loose, and Causey does get loose. Now Harcum back to the outside. Here comes Jordan Probst as well. And now Riggs does get passed by Kevin Dick.
Still sliding.
And Causey is all over the place here on lap 127. He has got some work to do to get this truck dialed into the finish.
I'm wondering, did Causey take 2 on that stop?
Oh, Tyler Riggs dead sideways.
The intensity is definitely picked up here. Got 70 laps to go on this thing.
What is going on here?
Whitley's mired in traffic. These guys are just sending it right now, trying to get the most out of it that they can.
Yeah, they are. It's just a matter of who's going to be able to keep it straight long enough. As I said, there is 80 laps. Now we're at 70, so it's just showing you how fast laps click off here at Bristol. I mean, you'll look down, see lap 125. Next thing you know, it's lap 175, and you feeling like you've only been racing for 5 minutes, probably because you have been racing for 5 minutes.
Everybody got the fence down the back straightaway. From the 91 of Probst all the way back to Whitley in 8th.
And it's just we should start making a list of who hasn't hit the wall here tonight. I feel like that would be a way shorter and a way easier list to make. I'll give you that list right now.
Pace car.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whitley making a move on the outside of Harcum here. Harcum not even trying to contend with it. He's going to dive back down here to the bottom now of Lucas. Can't quite get it to stick and get the run there, but he's trying.
Oh, as you see Whitley getting a little bit loose there.
You can tell the heat's turned up for Whitley right now too. He's run really smooth, hasn't deviated from his line any in the first half of this race.
Kevin Dick to the inside. This is for the lead here. Kevin Dick tried to bump the 25 of Andrew Chapman out of the way. Chapman gets a little bit loose off the corner. Kevin Dick to the inside for the lead. 65 to go here at Bristol. Kevin Dick side by side with Andrew Chapman, but Chapman has the run on the outside in the 25 Virginia Tech machine. It's been about 25 years since Virginia Tech has seen any success. Ooh, burn.
Ouch.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Just gonna roast the fellow Virginian sitting in here, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
Suck
it
it.
is what it is. Yeah, here comes Kevin Dick diving back down to the inside here.
Kevin Dick is to the inside.
But Causey is all over his rear bumper.
It's officially a 3-horse battle for the win as Joseph Causey is now in this battle. Kevin Dick still on the outside. He's going to get him a little bit loose. Now Causey looking to the outside for that second spot. Doesn't quite have the momentum just yet, but he will off of turn number 4. And he is to the outside of Kevin Dick for the second spot. And now he sets his sights on the 25 of Andrew Chapman here. And he's got to work his way past a modified here in Sean Merriman, who is missing his front bumper here. And now all of these guys going to move it up to the top line. Joseph Causey has a lot of momentum. He's to the inside of Andrew Chapman in the 25. But it's just a matter of, does Causey have the grip on that bottom? Answer is maybe.
I think they're going to come out even right here. Oh, Causey just about clears him. He's going to set it in here. I think he's going to go for the slider.
He does have him cleared. Andrew Chapman had a pretty good run. He's going to take it all the way back to the outside here. He is to the outside of Causey, but Causey has that grip on the inside. Chapman once again going to send it deep on the outside of 3 and 4 here, but it looks like for all intents and purposes, Causey is your solo leader.
Whitley.
As Mark
Whitley
Whitley has crashed off of turn number 4. What happened to your dominating car here tonight?
See him sitting here about 2.5 seconds back from the leaders, kind of on his own. Comes out, he just gets loose. He's been loose this whole run.
Whitley definitely took 2. Are we able to get pit times up real quick so we can see who took 2 and who didn't? Oh, yeah, Whitley. Ooh.
0.6. I don't think he took tires, period. That's just a gas and go.
Either that, because he did have an exiting closed pits, but that's an end-of-line penalty for exiting closed pits. So it looks like it may have just been gas and go for the 77, trying to save a set of tires, expecting... Yeah, as you see Brantley wrote it up in the YouTube chat, we took 0, so was a gas and go stop. Causey definitely took tires with how much he has gapped everyone to this point.
It's a hard break for Whitley.
Oh, as you see Jordan Probst now to the inside of the 25 of Andrew Chapman. I got to agree with our producer. That's probably one of the better looking trucks we've seen for the High Slide Racing League Truck Series here. The Bilstein 91 there for Jordan Probst. That is a clean looking Chevy.
New paint scheme for him too. I like it.
That is.
Change is good.
Sorry, I had to choke back saying anything too nice about Chevy. Sorry about that.
Oh, big slide out of Chapman. Coming out of 2 there.
Chapman is
really open the door.
struggling.
I mean, that's the thing, though. That's the difference. You're looking at a huge deficit in tires with Chapman because he stayed out on old stuff there.
Did he? I thought he came down pit road.
If he came down, the only thing he took was fuel. Because,
yeah, if we can get that graphic for Andrew Chapman real quick. Because I swear he may have taken tires. Ooh,
Man.
He's a little bit loose. Yeah, he did take tires.
He took tires? Oh, well, I feel bad now.
I was going to say, he jumped Mark Whitley there somehow on that restart, and the only way he would have been able to do it is if he took tires. So I guess he just pushed a little bit too hard, as now back to Tyler Riggs and Andrew Pendergrass side-by-side for position. That is for your 6th spot. Pendergrass running a season high in 7th right now.
Good run for him. Let's keep it up.
Oh, yeah, he's currently the best out of the Pendergrass trio at the moment, as Joseph Causey still your leader. He's got about a 1.1 second gap. And as Brantley Roden says, we had an EOL. I figured as much there.
Kevin is so loose right now.
He is loose, and Probst is catching. Jordan Probst is one of the fastest trucks on track right now, as he's slowly pulling in Causey as well. He pulled that gap down by 2.5 tenths that lap. So Jordan Probst is one of the fastest trucks on track at the moment. He's got his sights set on the 52 of Kevin Dick, and just ahead of him, you can just barely see Joseph Causey there. So Probst has the truck to beat right now.
And Probst up there really good on that high line. Very consistent. Hitting his marks. Lap in, lap out. Not making any mistakes. No, Dick's getting loose again.
Kevin Dick! Ooh.
Huge slide. Probst is going to clear him. Coming into 3.
Probst once again. Talked about earlier, Mark Whitley taking the field to Gapplebees. Scott Phelps has gone modified mode. What happened here, Mr. Scott Phelps? What happened here?
He's going to get
bumper?
loose. Yep.
Bam! And bouncy bumper. Bouncy bumper.
So what are we making the front clips out of rubber now?
Bouncy house material, kind of.
This is heartbreaking for Whitley. Causey about to put Whitley a lap down here. Whitley on the older tires. 91 Probst gets loose, gets up into the fence a little bit.
Probst still is catching, though. That gap, actually, you know what? That gap has jumped up a little bit, but now that Causey's starting to have to deal with some lap traffic here, that gap should start to come down. Actually, as I say that, that gap is still going up. Even though Causey's having to deal with a lot of traffic here.
It's not so much a lot of traffic as it is. It's Whitley, one of the best in the series right now, trying desperately to keep himself in the lead lap, to keep the dream alive, to try and get this win.
He's going to need a caution.
But
he needs a caution if he wants to finish this race in the lead.
He is giving it all he's got. That truck is just about sideways on every end of the racetrack right now.
Yeah, he's trying everything he can to stay on the lead lap here. And he's doing a pretty good job of it now. Arrow blocking Joseph Causey here as he's... Wow, he's really sideways. Causey's going to get a dive bomb here.
Oh, he's about lost it there.
Whitley. Oh, they're both loose.
Causey going to put him a lap down here. Going to come back down to the bottom, try to defend. Keep Whitley behind you.
Mark Whitley officially a lap down, one of the dominating trucks of this race. One lap down off the leaders, and he needs a caution at minimum to salvage any hope of a good result here.
And Causey right now trying to go back-to-back. Winner at Watkins Glen a few weeks ago. Up here at the front, looking strong tonight.
Probst was gaining on Causey ever so slightly. Now that gap has crept back up over 2 seconds. So now we have 35 to go here at Bristol. 34 to go. No, yeah, 34 to go now.
Well, I think Causey's just making the right decisions right now with his lines. He's running that bottom as best he can every lap. You know, you see Probst up there running about a half-inch off the fence just about every lap we go through the corners here, and I can't help but to think that that's going to tear those tires off of that 91 machine a lot quicker than what Causey's got going there.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, it's pretty much go time if you're Jordan Probst. I mean, that gap has stagnated at around 1.9. Matter of fact, I think it stayed the exact same there. Actually, no, it didn't. It dropped down to 1.7 there, but once again, Probst has to go here if he wants to catch Joseph Causey. And if he has any hope of winning this race, he needs to catch him within the next 20 laps.
He's got a handful of lappers he's going to have to work himself by to begin with. These two are racing behind him. Whitley racing, it looks like the 82 of Harcum right now.
He did get past Charlie Harcum, though. That was for the 8th spot. And now Mark Whitley just trying to stay in the tire tracks of Joseph Causey, trying to gain some more spots here, because if Causey's able to lap enough people, there's a chance Mark Whitley finishes in the top 5.
We've also got to factor in, too, if Whitley stays close to Causey and is able to overtake those lappers with Causey, it would put him in, you know, the catbird seat for the lucky dog. If we happen to get another caution, which, I mean, it is likely. Look at how loose these guys are right now.
As you see, Jordan Probst now having to work his way past said lap traffic. See Sean Merriman there in the 23, Charlie Harcum in the 82. And this is really going to slow up Jordan Probst. He had that gap almost to a 1.5 seconds, and now he's lost 0.3 on that lap alone, and he's bound to lose more time.
You're going to get him back to 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So that just undid any work Jordan Probst did over the last, 8 laps. Just in 2 laps alone. Yeah, over 2 seconds now.
The question's going to be now, who's going to try and race Causey? Out of these next lappers, you know, Chapman, Riggs, both pretty aggressive drivers. There's going to coming back to him here sooner than later. You know, Riggs 13 seconds back, Chapman 11. One slide.
With how
next thing you know, Causey's there.
With how loose Causey is, who's to say that he doesn't get into an accident beforehand? As you just see how skewed out that car is in the corners.
You got 2 seconds, 23 laps left in this thing. Man, back her down just a little bit. Save something.
Knowing Joseph Causey, back down is not in his vocabulary. So
no, that
back down does not compute for Mr. Joseph Causey. Is the gap?
God bless that man to death, but I don't think there's much in his vocabulary.
Oof! Damn! Shots fired.
Hey, that's my pick, man. He's out there having fun.
And Probst is starting to close that gap again. Kazi's starting to struggle a little bit on tires here.
You just got to wonder if he burned him up a little bit trying to get by Whitley. Oh, big slide.
3/10 that lap. 3/10 that lap Jordan Probst gained on Joseph Kazi. Wow, look how quickly. That's almost a second right there. That gap is now to 1.3.
If Kazi wants any chance at this thing, eventually you're going to have to give up on that bottom line. You're going to have to work yourself up there to the top and try to defend. Make it hard for Probst to get to you. Make it hard for him to get by you. You've got to go defense now.
1.1 is the gap now, almost within a second for Jordan Probst. Probst does have to work his way past Mark Whitley in order to get up to Joseph Kazi. And it looks like that's where he's stagnating just a little bit here. Yeah, gap's up to 1.2 now. You got to get past Mark Whitley. Whitley gets really loose there. That's going to allow Jordan Probst to get past him. And now Probst sets his sights on the 88 of Joseph Kazi, who is 1.3 seconds in front of him here. And it's you can see, start playing the Jaws music.
Whitley isn't going to try to battle Probst too much, though. He's going to let him get it. I mean, Whitley's got a lot at stake here. You know, if Probst can get up there and fight with Kazi and maybe get that spot from Kazi, that's going to be huge for, you know, Whitley in the point standings right now, too. Because Kazi and Whitley are in a dead heat for this championship.
And if you look at it, if you look at the points right now, if Jordan Probst is able to pull this out, this shakes up the race, the points. Oh, Kazi's around! Kazi is around! Your leader has spun off of turn number 2, and that changes everything.
Now all Probst has to do is just keep up this advantage. He's got a huge gap between him and second place. Just log these laps. Keep it straight.
Kazi loops it off of turn number 2. That bottom finally gave out, and you can see he's been fighting that thing for the better part of 30 laps. And it finally gave out on him.
Really good effort from Kazi, but once, like I've said a few times, man, once that right rear tire starts to go, it's done.
Yeah.
There ain't no getting it back. And right now, what we see with Probst right now, he's overdriving that entry. Overdriving the entry of the corner, burn off that right front a little bit more through the center, so that he doesn't get on the right rear as bad. And I think that's, you know, been the magic to the sauce for him here. Yeah,
he's actually running quicker than Kevin Dick right now. That gap is 5.6 seconds. Oh! Timothy Pendergrass around off of 2, right in front of Kazi. No caution, though.
Pendergrass slid up into Kevin Dick there a little bit coming out of the corner and kind of just turned himself. Looked like. Let's see it back.
10 to go. 10 to go at Bristol. Probst leading by 6.9 seconds. Nice. Anyway, as Probst is continuing to grow that lead.
It is close for second right now with Lucas and Kevin Dick.
Yeah, Kazi is losing a lot of time. Kazi burned those tires off. He either came down pit road or he had another spin somewhere because...
he didn't come down pit road, I can tell you that. He's boiled those tires off so bad.
I feel like our stint length is a little bit broken. Yeah, that is don't believe that. That is very much wrong because Jordan Probst did not pit. I promise. I pinky swear. As we're closing in on the finish of this race, these results are pretty much set in stone for the moment. Maybe a little bit of a change of position between 6th and 7th right now.
I don't know, man. It ain't over yet. Look at those cars in front of your race leader right now. Not trying to call anybody out here, but we've seen quite a few of those guys in that little pack just in front of them get loose. And
as you say it, there you go. Caution on the racetrack.
This changes it all.
Everything I say goes into existence.
We're also in one of those situations where it's going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't. What does Probst do? Because you know everybody else is going to try and do the opposite if they can.
Well, at this point in the race, you still have sets of tires in the pits. And with the way these guys race for the stage finishes, do not be surprised to see another green-white checker.
Also, Whitley getting his lap back. Lucky dog. First car lap down here.
Oh, man, Nathan Aldrich barely missed that.
Watching
Possibly
back here.
Net code. No, it looks like he just
no,
got loose.
He saw, it looked like he saw Riggs get loose in front of him, and he overcorrected trying to get it down so that he wouldn't get into him because he probably thought Riggs was going around. Watch the 26 here in front of him.
Oh, because he got hit by Nathan Aldrich at the end. Yeah, there was a little bit of net code involved.
Aldrich did a really good job keeping that thing off of him, though.
Yeah, there was net code, but he definitely did miss him, as it doesn't look like Aldrich has any damage.
Good heads-up driving from Aldrich there.
Thing. Causey comes down pit road. So does Andrew Pendergrass. So does Tyler Riggs. That's the only people that have come down pit road to this point.
I mean, it's going to be a green-white checkered. We're about to see chaos. We might see another yellow here, to be honest with you.
Hey, what did I say earlier? Chaos theory always comes into fruition at Bristol.
Well, these guys have done a tremendous job of keeping these things under them for, 197 laps so far?
To this point, yeah, but like I said, chaos theory showing its ugly head late on into this thing. Just when we thought this race was over as well, as we have officially gone towards a green-white checkered finish. Attempt number 1 out of the 3 that these guys have. And once again, if you're not exactly sure what a green-white checker does, basically these guys are going to get set loose with 2 laps to go, so they're going to go green with 2 to go, immediately come around and take the white flag. And if they do take that white flag, this race will finish. But if there's a caution before that white flag, they'll re-rack them and restack them and do it again. And they'll have 3 attempts at that. And if they do get to that 3rd attempt and don't make it to a white flag, the race will finish under yellow.
I'll say one thing. Causey right now, you better go get some scratch tickets after this thing, because he just lucked out big time. Guys up here in front of him on old stuff. He's going to be starting up in the 2nd row on freshies.
Yeah, Causey. Oh, wait a second.
This thing just came right back to him.
Wait a freaking second. This race just got turned on its head.
Yep. Whitley tailing to the longest line right now, but back on the lead lap. 7th place.
I don't think he came down pit road, though.
100% he came down pit road.
Pace truck does make its way off track. Great flag out in the air for the first green-white checkered attempt, and this is Joseph Causey's race to lose on the fresh tires. He's already to the inside of Kevin Dick. Now Jordan Probst does get away from Kevin Dick. It's just a matter of can Probst. Oh, yellow.
Oh, caution
is out.
Move Causey to 2nd. A 3rd. Oh, that's going to be even bigger for him.
Oh, it's Martin Whitley. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I always speak bad races into existence.
It's the last thing he needed, I tell you.
What happened to Mr. Mark Whitley?
Big stack up here in front of him. Shoots it up here to the top. Fakes, goes back down to the bottom. Takes it 3. 45, just low contact with Grigsby and the 45 machine, and that's all she wrote.
Now, with Causey with the fresh tires, Jordan Probst could luck into this if he gets the cautions in the right spot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's got to stack the field up and send it as early as he can in the restart zone and just hope. That's about his only.
We know how aggressive Causey is, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see Causey lifting the back tires off the ground before you can get to the restart zone. Got a race win on the line here. Heavy points battle. The guy that you're battling for the points lead right now is not finishing anywhere better than 8th. No, Whitley's still out there. He's just.
You have a couple of guys. You have a couple of guys, though, in your top 3 that haven't gotten any wins. Jordan Probst and Kevin Dick are still winless on the season, I think. I think
both of them
they're still win.
very, very deserving drivers with a lot of talent. Have run a bunch of great races this year. This is any of them's race to win, but at the same time, I mean, you got Causey on those 4 tires. I just don't see how easy it's going to be, especially when
like I said,
on the inside line.
This is Causey's race to lose. 100% Causey's race to lose here. It's just a matter of how aggressive is he willing to get here to win this thing, because he's going to be restarting 3rd position here, I believe. I think.
I will say, too, Kevin Dick's done a really good job of minimizing damage with this race, too, because remember earlier in the race, he was fighting a really ill-handling truck, and he's managed to find himself back up here into the top 5 on this last restart. He's going to be starting on the outside front row.
205 laps into this thing out of a scheduled 200, so if you paid for this race, you're definitely getting your money's worth because you're getting extra race laps out of it. But none of us paid for this. Well, actually, every one of us paid for this race because we paid for the track and in the car. And while we got a moment, we'll go and talk about one of our great sponsors here. Of course, we'll talk about the race sponsor first. Autism Speaks. Every voice matters. Every story is unique. And at Autism Speaks, we believe that every person with autism has the right to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. Autism Speaks is dedicated to promoting solutions across the spectrum throughout the lifespan for the needs of individuals with autism and their families. We do this through advocacy and support, increasing understanding and acceptance, and advancing research into causes and better interventions for autism spectrum disorder. Join us in creating a world where all people with autism can reach their full potential, whether through donations, volunteering, or simply spreading awareness. You can make a difference. Thank you to Autism Speaks, and we'll get into a restart here, so I had to cut that a little bit short, but this is going to get interesting. This green flag back out in the air here at Bristol, and Jordan Probst does get clear of Kevin Dick. Causey with the fresh tires, though. He's going to look to the inside here.
Causey going to dive it down here to the bottom of 3. Probst going to come down and try to cover it.
For the moment.
Causey going to slide up just a little bit. He's going to need a little bit more momentum than that to get it done, though. White flag. This thing is official. Coming down to 3. Causey on the inside of Probst. Is he going to be able to get the power down in time? A little bit of contact coming out turn 4. Causey's going to be your winner. Huge slide out of Probst behind him. I didn't think he could do it. Not after that spin. Yeah, we've lost Nick, but man, what a finish. And with earlier doing burnouts here on the front straightaway, we're going to send it to commercial real quick. All right, guys, welcome back. Man short right now, but here's the results for tonight's Autism Speaks 200. First place, Joseph Causey with the return of a lifetime. He's followed by Jordan Probst with Kevin Dick in 3rd, Andrew Pendergrass in 4th. 5th place is going to be Mark Whitley. Good recovery with all the damage. 6th place is going to be Tyler Riggs, followed by Josh Lucas in 7th. 8th is going to be Andrew Chapman, followed by Austin Pendergrass. Timothy Pendergrass rounds your top 10. 11th is going to be Derek Grigsby, followed by Charlie Harcum. Z Collins is going to ring it in 13th. 14th is going to be Jacob Denson, followed by Sean Merriman, Nathan Aldrich, James Kerr, Scott Phelps, Edward Scher, and Jordan Berry round out your top 20. And then 21st is going to be Jeremy Gibbs, followed by Cody Harrison in 22nd. All right, well, here we go for our interviews. I don't know where everybody is right now. Looks like we just got Joseph Causey. Man, the myth, the legend, the spinner, the winner. Man, you were my pick tonight. What were you thinking when you looped that thing and, you know, got past there for what looked like it was going to be the final run of the race? What went through your mind once you got her straight?
Oh, man. I thought I threw it away. I was like, oh, man, that's it. Just threw it away. I had no words. I was like, wow. Like, I don't want to, like, I tried my best. I knew the rear tire was shot. I was trying to just limp it as best I can and keep my distance from second place. And then it was just like, without warning, it just, next thing you know, it was gone. I was like, well, I had nothing for it. And I'm glad I didn't get hit. Good thing I didn't get hit. Add more damage. But when that caution came out and nobody pitted, I was foaming at the mouth. I was like, what just happened? So when I pitted, I was gonna take only 2. I was gonna, cycle myself out to the front, try to, give myself the shot. But then when nobody pitted, I was like, well, I'm throwing 4 on this bad boy. We're gonna see how far it puts us back up there. And it applied us up 4th, and I was like, I was seething.
Yeah, I was about to come through the booth, man. I looked up on that next to last restart. I saw you in 4th place, and I was like, man, he's just got, gifted this thing on a silver platter. I mean, we back to the right rear tire though, man. We saw a lot of people loose out there tonight. Like, was it just setup, over driving? Like, what was because it looked just about everybody spun at some point the entire race.
Yeah, man, it was so difficult. Like, I don't know, it's because of the update with the way the trucks is now, but man, you have to take care of the tires. Now, I know I kind of pushed that first run where we all pitted that second to last time on that caution. I was like, I'll go ahead, and I threw 4 on it. I was like, well, let's see, I got Whitley to pit with me because it looked like he wasn't going to pit, and then he pitted, but he didn't get tires, and he ended up getting, he went through the, through the pace lane or the pit lane, and when it was still red, and so he ended up getting a penalty. And so I was sitting up there 4 tires, and then, I knew I could that was my chance to get control of this race. And I guess I pushed, I'm going to say I pushed a little too hard because I did try to get around, I think, 52, and it just didn't happen. I think I got loose, and that's where it all started spiraling from there when I started cooking the tires up. But after that, man, I was trying, man, like I said, this setup, the way it is, it was hard. Yeah, everybody was on edge.
Yeah, it was fun to watch from up here. You guys ran a really clean race today, especially for Bristol. We were expecting this to be 150 laps and 3 hours long, and you guys proved us wrong on that, thank God.
Yeah, so it was a lot better than the Charlotte race. I'll give it. Everybody tried to stay on their P's and Q's and try to give everybody room. I thought we had great racing here for the amount of cars that we did. We had 22. Like I said, everybody managed themselves really well with how bad, or I'll say bad, the setup was.
Yeah, so on the next page, 2 wins in a row, and I'm guaranteeing this is probably going to put you up in the points lead. How do you feel about getting the title this year from Mark Whitley? Is that on your radar?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this is the one place I think I have the most wins here, but I don't have a championship to my name here. So I have the most wins in this league, but yet I don't have the crown to top it off. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Well, man, we're hoping it'll go good for you. And on the final note here, anybody want to thank or shout out for this one?
Thanks to all the sponsors that come out that take a part of this whole entire league. Hardprint Designs, Realty Exclusive prone to colitis awareness, men's mental health awareness, autism speaks, Northern and Leisure, Real Assist, Aquatic Express, and thank all of them for getting this whole deal going, and everybody that helped put on the show, and thank GridVision for putting on the show, and thank Gordon Berry for the paint as well, painting my truck.
Heck yeah, man! You guys all look good out there tonight. Go ahead and have yourself a good one, and try to keep yourself out of trouble while you're at it.
I'll try to.
All right, take care, Joseph. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
And it appears is Stein back in here? Welcome back,
I
Nick.
am. I swear, my internet chooses the worst moments to go out. But
Well, hey, it's
That
a
will-
good thing. It's a good thing that I
it's a good
started
thing you're so good at
screaming
this.
at the microphone like those last 2 laps before I even know you were gone.
Oh, man. But that will do it for us here tonight. I believe we don't have anything else to do, but before you get going, any final thoughts from you, Sheldon? I know you had to do those post-race interviews, but I figured why not? Let's get some final thoughts from you.
Well, only had one to do, Causey, which was pretty good. He's always a hoot. It's a great race. This was a blast to watch and be a part of. High Slide Truck Series put on a great show tonight here at Bristol, and looking forward to seeing them next week.
Yeah, next week will, I believe, be Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
That's
it will be
gonna be
Nashville. Confirmation there, but Nashville's always a good one in the trucks. But that is going to do it for us here from GridVision. Nothing else for you here tonight. But before we get going, got to thank everyone that gets it done here at GridVision. If you're interested in getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in commentating, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Special thanks to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Camps for providing the great cameras you saw here tonight from the High Slide Racing League Truck Series at Bristol. Congratulations to Joseph Causey for winning again at Bristol. But that will do it for us here tonight. For myself, Sheldon Adkins, and Austin Derbyshire in the production truck. We'll catch you next time on the grid.